All right, come on in and let's check this out. Educational moment, network. I'm gonna pause here and say this really, really loud. Networking is the backbone of any home automation system and technically our lives. Do not cheap out or skip out on your networking. Make sure that you have a good router, a good switch that can actually process and manage your network. In this scenario, like always, we use Arachnus. We have an Arachnus 310 router, a PoE switch, and a core switch to hardwire everything in this rack and in the house. We do have cameras in the system and integrated with the Control4 for live view. I've made some pointers on cameras. Most IP cameras can be integrated to give you live view, but certain cameras have full integration so you can actually do payback and PTZ control. This is only for live view on your touch panel or any phones. Power management, you'll notice that we put a couple of strips and protection in the rack to make sure that everything is set up and protected and plugged in. We got our Roku streaming devices. The Roku's is what's sending video to this room. Everything else has local sourcing. We do have an 8-zone matrix amplifier by episode. This is what's powering the patio, the living room, the game room, the kitchen, all of the in-ceiling speakers for home audio. This is also what's receiving the sources from the Control4 and all of the audio inputs and mixing them and matrixing throughout the house. I'll stop for a second here so I can explain this a little bit more. When it comes to audio, think of it as inputs and outputs. You have the option to send single inputs to any amplifier and only play them in that room. When you have a matrix, it allows you to select any input and send it to any output. I hope that makes sense. If you have any questions, write them below. We do have a Q&A series where we answer questions. So if I didn't answer any of your questions or you want some details on anything, please comment them below. Amplifiers for the outdoor audio system. We do have 2 separate amplifiers for the audio out there. Originally, we only had one, but they wanted to crank it up a little bit more. So we separated the amplifier and put it on its own amp, and then the satellites are on a separate one. The AVR is the AVR audio receiver for this home theater, which is a 7.1 surround sound. All this is controlled from that app on the phone.